Here's a shocker. It's baby goat time. Yay. All right. So things got a little chaotic, right? Between the vet visit, sock monkey kidding, and then Misty kidding almost back to back. Everything was happening all at once. But I thought I'd give you more of the update. Are you running around, Mr. Joker? Joker may have to be your name. You're funny. No, it can't be Joker because that would be J name and it's a V year. So forget that. Think of a V that means Joker. So I told you after the vet visit that we were going to need to confine Persephone and her boy with the sore leg, which also meant, of course, his brother. And we knew that Sock Monkey and Misty were going to give birth fairly quickly. And we also know that JC, as a protective mama, is a bit of a not nice goat when she has other parents in the room. And she will headbutt the daylights out of them through the gate. So we had some solutioning to do, and it all had to happen on a single day in the midst of Sock Monkey kidding and the vet visit, right? So we spent most of that evening coming up with a plan. It's not perfect, but it's a plan and it's working. So here's what we've got. We've got the big stall, right? Remember, these are horse-sized stalls, so it's a ton of room for the goats, for those that can't see the perspective. And I know it's hard because how do I give you perspective through a small camera lens? You know our kidding pens. We had 2 of them. So Sock Monkey got 1, and her little boys are doing amazing. They are fabulous, they are unfolding, and they are ready to rock and roll and greet the world. So from there, we had another kidding pen, which is currently occupied by Misty, but for one night, we were able to put Persephone in there. And Persephone and her boys spent the night in there. Misty and her baby, her little doeling's nursing, so all you're gonna see is a waggy tail. Her little boy has a full milk belly and a floppy ear. So they still are working on the unfolding part, right? They were born yesterday. They're about 15 hours old, we'll call it. Sock monkeys are now in the 24-hour mark. So it was a little chaotic. And so we had these 2 kidding pens. And of course we had extra panels. So we were able to come up with a configuration that allowed us to have gate access, right? So I have a gate here, a gate here, a gate there. So I can get in and out of all the pens for feeding, watering, maintaining, cleaning, all that fun stuff. And with pens this size, they do need to be cleaned every day. So that was critical. But we also needed a space for Persephone and her boys. And, after discussing it with the vet pretty extensively, we knew we wanted a space that was small enough where baby boy couldn't be leaping and bouncing off the walls and getting, super height and landing on that leg. Because, the truth of the matter is baby goats are kind of stupid, right? They don't know. They don't know that they're hurting themselves. And so he was playing hard like the other babies are doing. And every time he was doing that, our suspicion is every time he was, doing that, he was actually re-injuring that soft tissue injury. Thankfully, it is just soft tissue, so that should heal, but we need some effectively crate rest, right? But we didn't need it to be teeny tiny. It just needed to be tiny enough that he couldn't do what the rest of the baby goats are doing, which is flipping and, leaping and jumping and bouncing. He is still bouncing. He is still jumping off of and top of mom. He is still able to move back and forth. And if you can see their space, it's not quite as small as the kidding pens. It's just a little bit larger. And that balances the need for Persephone to move around. It balances the need for her boy that isn't injured to have some space to roam. And of course, the two of them are twins and they hang together anyway. So this is not terrible. They've got plenty of, friends, right? So the pens connect in the sense that they can see the other goats and the other babies, and that'll actually help bond them as the oldest twins in the group to the two sets of youngest twins, which is not a bad thing. And Persephone is Misty's daughter, so that's actually a little bit of comfort to have them close together as well. The good news is I didn't have to worry about Persephone being a headbutter and bashing things. Sock Monkey's doing a little bit of bashing because the boys are trying to eat her hay, but that's not anything significant, right? JC has the ability and the strength and the desire. She will bend and break the pens. And the pens are not designed, they're dog kennels. They're not designed to puppy play pens are really what they are. But they're not designed to hold up to a goat smashing them at full speed with their head. So a little bit of spare scrap wood, some zip ties, and what we've done is we've reinforced the pens for two reasons. One, JC can't bust through them, and two, even if she does try and headbutt them, the strength of the wood and the configuration is going to keep this from collapsing in, and that is critical, right? If you see how the pens are hinged so that we can make designs, configurations, whatever you want to call it. I guess it's not really interior decorating here. But giving this straight run, I had concerns that at these hinges here and here, a good push would kind of fold that whole section in and either trap babies on one side and mom on the other, or trap everybody into a really small spot. And, I can't be home 24/7. I wish I could, but I have a job and I got to go to it. So everything is about the safety and security of our animals, and this is what we've got. It still means that our moms and babies that are out have plenty of room to run and play and jump and eat and have snacks and be good little baby goats. And they will fairly quickly be joined by the newest sets of twins, so Sock Monkeys and Misties, when those guys have their feet under them. Sock Monkeys are getting pretty close to that point already. But we'll keep her in for another day or two just to have them bonded fully. She is a first freshener, so I do let them spend a little bit more time together and alone because as a first freshener, these are her first babies, she's learning the ropes. She still needs to understand all the rules about raising babies and making sure that she bonds to these little ones and they don't have to fight for her and her nurse. The ability to nurse is what we want, right? And you can see they've got plenty of room to play and to do what they need to do. Now, you may have noticed she's been headbutting the gate or the pen a little bit. And that, again, is just because the bigger boys are trying to eat her hay instead of eating mom's hay. Because, the grass is always greener on the other side. So why eat hay that you have in your pen when you can pull a strand? And that's exactly what he's doing. He is pulling one strand through from her side. And yeah, I don't know. Oops. Oh my gosh. My zoom factor is going stupid. So I don't know if you caught the back end of that, but her babies, they're leaping up on her, or at least healthy big brother is, right? Sore leg, thankfully, isn't yet. He's doing it when she lays down, and that's fine. They can climb on mom, right? We're not trying to keep him still. We're trying to keep him from re-injuring it to give that leg time to heal. Plus, he's on some anti-inflammatories. So, all is well in that sense. So at the end of the day, the long and the short of it, which is now very long, is we got it figured out. It's workable. It's not perfect. It's quite arduous, actually, to have to, navigate all these pens and gates to get to feed and water everybody and clean everybody. But it is absolutely worth the effort and the time. Now that we have all our babies on the ground, and I've told you our count this year is wild. It is 8 boys, 2 girls. I'm sorting them out now, starting to figure out who's going to be available, who's not going to be available. And frankly, most of them will be available just because certainly I can't keep a whole bunch of boys and I wouldn't want to. These guys are fantastic personalities. They deserve to be in homes where they're going to be able to be loved and enjoyed for the silliness that they bring. And I've had a chance to start looking at the older ones and assessing conformation and breeding potential. And there's a few boys here that have serious breeding potential where I would recommend them as a herd sire. And there are a few that I love to death, but I think probably are better served as wethers. But that is, I always lean toward weathering rather than bucks. And we'll talk about that at the next video because this has gotten for ridiculously long. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you appreciate the amount of effort that went into this creativity. And I will keep you updated on how things are going every day. Stay tuned for the next one. Thanks for being here. Hit that subscribe. If you're here at this point in time and you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button. You've listened to me ramble on for almost 11 minutes now. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I will see you at the next one. Bye for now.